All right, let's go from one legend to another. Anderson Silva might not fight again, right? He wants to, okay? He had surgery on his gallbladder, which went successful. That was the update as of Wednesday morning. But he's now out of UFC 198. Big deal for two reasons. One, be another return to the octagon, even though this guy is 0-3 since getting knocked out by Chris Weidman. Two, it's in Brazil.
Yeah, it was in Curitiba.
It's his home country. They were excited. The fans were excited. The sold-out crowd was going to rally. If you remember, I know you do, Silva at the height of his prime was part of the reason the UFC started to gain so much attention.
Yeah.
Because you had to watch Anderson Silva fight. He could not lose. 10 title defenses, 7 straight years as champion. Captivating knockout after captivating knockout, and then of course he got knocked out, which was, he flaunted too much. But still, Anderson Silva wants to fight out the rest of his fight contract. There's 15 fights on it. It's got like 12 more. Is that going to happen? Is that realistically possible given gallbladder surgery, given his record in the MMA since his prime? Like, what are we dealing with?
I think that you're dealing with an icon to the sport that wants to go out on a high. I think that it's hard. You can only judge from where we are sitting and give our own point of view. But what's so complex about fighters, it's probably the toughest thing in the world is hanging up the gloves or hanging up the trunks, I guess, or hanging up with anything to remove them away from the thing that they've only known, right? So that's why I tread very lightly on this subject, because many people are like, oh, like when it came to Kobe as well in basketball, just quit. And I did criticize him, but that's all these people have known. That's the only thing they know how to do. So sometimes it's so hard to walk away. And we're all, from a neutral fan base, wanting Spider to go out on knowing how great he was and not go out with the memory of him losing fights. The guy hasn't won a fight since, what, 2012? Like, it's
been a while.
He's struggling at the moment, right?
2013, I believe it was, yeah.
And you want him to go out knowing that character that really defined this sport, that is undoubtedly one of the greatest. And he was very open in terms of how good he was. He was cocky. He was confident in the octagon. And he ended up paying the price for that, especially against Weidman. But ever since that fight, I haven't seen the same Anderson Silva. We've seen Anderson Silva dabble in steroids to try and get him back to that same stage. We've seen him fight off injuries. And now something like a gallbladder injury, very serious injury to have, something that's very painful. And is it just going to be the point now that it's this butterfly effect where it's going to be something else that's going to hinder him? And is he going to get back to his best? Because the only way you want him to come back is if he can come back to the same point.
He's 41 years old. I mean, it's not like this guy can go through training camp after training camp after training camp, but then without any chance of injury happening. He's not young. He's not where he used to be. So you either have to lighten your training camp load. I mean, like you said, I love how much of a competitor Anderson Silva is, though, and how strong these MMA fighters really are, just mentally and physically.
Yeah.
Because he was complaining about some pains in his abdomen.
Yeah.
But he was still showing up every day to training as if it wasn't an issue. And after 2 or 3 weeks, he finally told his coach, he's like, I think I have to go to hospital, so I'm going to go to hospital. That's what he said. So he went to the hospital and they're like, we need to remove your gallbladder.
These guys are experts at numbing their pain.
I go to the doctor and I'm like, I got the black lung pop. Can I get some of that spray can you take out my fucking...
To probably conclude it before we think it's a good idea or not, let me just put this into context. So to finish out his contract, which he plans to do, even if he fights 3 times per year, which is considered a lot of fighting per year, and it's what people in their prime will do.
For a guy who's borderline could be my father.
Yeah, it puts him at 46 years of age, still taking punches, still training every day. It's not completely undoable. We've seen crazier things, but is it going to allow him to go out and be the same guy that we've known and loved in the octagon? I don't think so. I think it's going to come down to him. I wouldn't want to say being embarrassed by younger. It all depends on who he fights as well. If he fights younger fighters, if he fights similar.
What's that? A Kimbo Slice? Oh, you'll
Bellator,
fight Anderson Silva? In the Bellator? That's basically what it is.
They would do it. So I would hope that maybe this is just another crash down to earth, that there is other things that hopefully he could be doing to lend his expertise in the industry. Right. And he could be an analyst, he could be a 2IT Sports.
Oh, dude, he could totally
pundit.
come on 2IT Sports.
We'll have him do leg kicks to Jason so that he can test it.
Any mention of something wrong, you get leg kicked. We'd never make a mistake ever again. We'd be like reading off something like, the coach said, no! By the way, really quick, some other UFC news, because he's out of UFC 198, which was going to be Saturday. We have a card. There's a bunch of UFC 198 through 200 going on. So Anderson Silva's out of UFC 198. Surgery. Dennis Seaver is out of UFC 199 for an undisclosed injury. He was supposed to welcome back BJ Penn from retirement. His is a to be determined and was moved to the preliminary card at UFC 199. And TJ Dillashaw was added to UFC 200 as per MMA Fighting and UFC.com. So still a lot of change, a little shaking up of things when it comes to the UFC. This UFC 198 on Saturday should still be a decent card. I'm excited for it, but I wanted the Cyborgs fighting. I wanted to see Silva. I wanted to see Silva in front of Brazilian fans.
Yeah, there's one thing that the UFC are experts in, and that is responding quickly to adversity. Oh, McGregor's not fighting. He's fighting. He's fighting. He's not fighting. He's fighting. He's fighting. He's fighting. He's not fighting. Get a card in.
One big breath. One big breath. Thank you for watching, everybody. Make sure you comment below on Anderson Silva and UFC 198, 199, UFC 200, Manchester United clearing out, and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and why Durant maybe should stay in Oklahoma City. You can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's all in the description box below. You can see it on our chyrons, and you can click on Francis's face right now for 3 seconds only.
Why? What about this box?
What box?
The box we need to use. There you go. See?
I like how you lean
Switch from my
it.
face.
Like, you could go like this. It's that box right there. Oh, I see why you lean into it.
I get it.
We're idiots.
I'm not.
We'll see you next time.